Shall we officially start the podcast and go through stuff?
Sure.
All right. That's because that was our cold open.
Yeah.
whatever that was.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Amy. This part I'm going to broadcast, but not what you said.
Actually, feel free. I'm good.
Well, now you want us to actually do
I
the
showered
video
today.
as well. Huh?
I showered today, so right, go ahead.
That's all we need.
You can tell what I've been watching.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
Okay, just to be clear, these two have been watching way too much Project Runway.
Yeah.
I have not partaken of that particular vice. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to Santa Barbara Improv podcast from behind closed doors, I guess.
Yeah. Welcome.
Social distancing version.
Yes, the social distancing version.
Which means we shouldn't be touching our faces or whatever I just did. So.
Yep, I can't stop touching my face.
Exactly. When they tell you not to, that's all I can think of do.
I think I do it more than I do.
Yeah.
What is this? Oh, that's my mouth.
Yeah.
How many orifices do I have in my head?
Oh.
Let's count through them.
Mucous membranes.
Anywho.
Great start.
So, we actually have an agenda. Well, I have an agenda. My own agenda.
Show off.
Agenda. Game.
Yes. Well, that's because I'm old and can't remember things. So I have to write them down.
That's good.
So, number one on my list is, where are we now? Where is Santa Barbara Improv, and maybe even us as individuals? I want to assure everybody that we're okay. It was on my notes, because a couple people asked about this. Financially, Santa Barbara Improv is just fine. We were able to stop all of our rental payments and everything else, so there's no outgoing money, so don't worry about us getting by. It's not like we're expending huge amounts of money to keep going. One of the advantages of renting facility is that we can stop the rent and stop the contract, and the Unitarians have been great about it, so we're good. We're not hemorrhaging money.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So be reassured about that. Second, my email went out about trying to start the workshops. We'll be trying our first one this coming Wednesday. We'll see how that goes. We'll do it online. It's a Zoom thing. Nothing no, we're not meeting. We're doing it all Zoom. So that's that. What are you guys up to? Amy, you had a whole bunch of things. You're like busier than hell.
I am busier than hell. Well, I've got all my jobs, thankfully. I'm grateful for that. And just trying to learn them now on doing them remotely. So it's making me busy. But one of the improv things, on Wednesday nights, I teach at Evolve. So I teach the teens for an hour, and then they get together with their families for a multifamily support group. And I usually teach the teens for an hour and then run a couple exercises at the start of the support group. And so we're doing that all on Zoom now.
That's great.
So I've been doing so much training in how to do improv on Zoom. So the Applied Improv Network is crazy, wild with connection, and everybody's from all over the world is teaching each other how to do this. So that has been awesome. So I've been doing tons of trainings and trying to figure out how to do this. And it works. I think it's different. You're not getting the energy, but there's certainly connections. And then with the teens is going really well. They're loving it, and we're figuring that out. The other one is, some weeks it's great, and some weeks people are sort of over it. And they're just the first week I did it, I was like, let's get silly, let's get weird and stand up and use our bodies. And everyone was, and we were animal characters and we were doing stuff, and everyone I felt like was into it and loved the release and to do all that. And then the next week, everyone was really like I'm over this, and it's not. There's me on Zoom trying to get the energy, and it just.
That's tough.
Yeah, it didn't work as well. So, yeah, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
That part. But I also took a class on how to do long form on Zoom with one of my old instructors from the Magnet Theater. And so the three of us have been playing around with that.
That's great.
Yeah, and
Boom.
yeah,
Boom.
I appreciate you bringing all that info, because that's what I'm going to be relying a lot on for the Wednesday night workshop.
Great.
Stuff that you brought in terms of technique and style.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, I needed to sort of learn it. And so I've been mad with trying to do trainings, and which has been fun personally, because I've run into some people I know from the East Coast and online, and some of these workshops, and some people that I met when I went to New York for the applied improv training in August. So it's kind of fun to sort of connect with people. And I think that's the great thing about improv. It sort of tricks you into connecting. So,
Oh, yeah. That's
right?
true. That's really awesome.
Yeah, all of these
See all those
people
old-
suddenly are way more social because of improv.
Totally. So last night someone popped up and said, hey, a bunch of us are getting together on Zoom. And I was like, so just a non-improv person, I was like, I'm kind of zoomed out for the moment. Like, I've been doing all these trainings and stuff.
Yeah.
It's nice to connect.
Nice. And I'm just waiting for the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The rain doesn't help.
multiple meanings. Yes, yeah. Yeah, and I was retired, so this is pretty much my life as it was before. The only difference is I don't go to improv, so this is going to be useful coming back. For those who didn't know, and I didn't necessarily tell everybody this, the day that I canceled all the improv things, I got diagnosed with I was going to say rickets. That's not it. That was I diagnosed with?
Sorry.
It was. I've suddenly blanked on what the hell it was called. It was not COVID.
Shingles.
I had shingles. Thank you.
Shingles,
Jesus.
right.
And clearly dementia. Anyway, no, I had shingles. It's the most mild case I've ever heard of. Everyone else I've ever heard that had it miserable and pain, and I didn't have any of that. But I'm highly contagious, and luckily it was the day that I decided I was not going to do any more social connection with people, so the timing was fine. But I was not feeling up to speed, and that's why I wasn't terribly responsive the first weeks right afterwards. I was probably also depressed. No improv, but it took a couple weeks before I sort of got my head back into the things, and that's why now I'm starting to get back into trying to figure out how we do this workshop stuff. And then Amy hounded us. Probably what got us started was Amy hounded us getting back together and as the faculty and doing some playing around, and
Yay.
it worked. It was fun.
Yeah.
So that was hopeful to kind of get everything back up and running.
Well, we're glad you're better, Alan.
Yeah, thank you. Again, I feel terribly blessed because it was the mildest case I've ever known anybody to have. I was never in pain or never, worst I was sort of groggy or uncomfortable, but that was about it. And so that's where that was. Okay. Other notes.
Can I just say one other thing about improv trainings and people? I took a improv workshop from Will Hines last Sunday, and I must be following him on Facebook because he's a well-known
very well
UCB
major.
He has a book.
Instructor, has a book. And so I must be following him because it popped up on my Facebook that he's leading these intermediate and advanced workshops right now on Zoom. So I just clicked on and immediately signed up, and it was $30, and there were 8 of us, and I got in, and there was like a 25-person waiting list, and it was just this random thing that I just jumped on as soon as I saw it. And
your
so
timing is amazing, by the way. I've checked in when you told us about it. I checked in. He's booked for several months out now. In fact, there are very few online classes I've even seen available anymore. So,
wow, well done, Ames.
Well, thank you. A, thank you, and B, I was going to say to people like they could do this too, but it sounds like
they can.
Keep watching.
Fastest click in the West.
Yeah, he's got waiting lists for every class, so they're full up with the 8. He's limited to 8, and they're full up and then they've got waiting lists of varying amounts. But you know,
But
definitely
I've
check it out.
noticed other like teachers I've had in the past are doing similar stuff.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that probably a lot will.
Yeah, awesome.
Maybe they're not as well known as Will Hines, but maybe it's a good thing on the Facebook group if we put up links to some of that stuff. So
That's a great idea.
Oh, I should be putting that on our website. Sorry, just occurred to me. Let me
or the
make
website. Yeah.
let me
The
sort of
website.
plug this. There was a document that somebody was passing around with a bunch of online improv things.
Oh, cool.
Shows, workshops, resources in general. And I got a copy of it, and I'll see about posting it
Awesome.
and adding to it.
Yeah, because I think some of this might be an opportunity for people like the Magnet Theater in New York, I know is going to start doing some online classes, like some of the regular classes. And so it would be a cool opportunity to be able to do something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, that stuff is filling up fast, so I would keep an eye out for it.
Yeah.
That's also why I'm not really publicly announcing our workshop. I'm just sending off emails to people who've been in the class before or connected with Santa Barbara Improv and trying to keep it in-house for that very reason. I can just see it being overwhelming.
Right.
Totally. I don't even know how a large group works on Zoom. Like 20 people. Like, are there 20 different windows? Is it just a list?
There are ways to bring people together. And so there are things like chat rooms. So you can send people into private rooms to do small group work and then come back.
Oh.
And there are ways to
Actually, the
highlight.
clever thing about that, which I found, I think it was Kimberly mentioned this to me, you use that to put somebody in a soundproof booth when you decide how to.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, you're going to endow them with something, and then you bring them back in, and they don't know what everybody else decided, and they do their scene. So using those breakout rooms.
That's cool.
That's awesome. And there are tricks to do to like get two people on your screen only and everybody goes away, right? So there are just different ways to do that, to make it.
Got it. Cool.
A lot of this stuff that, in fact, we're going to talk a little later about sort of our things we've learned specifically, but I'm going to incorporate a bunch of those in the email that I'll send to people who are going to be coming to the class, kind of a list of protocols, but that's an engineering term. So methods, ways of doing improv. To reiterate, by the way, everything's canceled through April. We have no classes or anything scheduled. And the way it's looking, that's most likely going to be through May as well.
Yeah.
Just everything indicates May is going to be the same kind of a month. I don't see that cracking particularly. June's unknown. I just don't have any idea on June, but most likely we'll be canceling everything through May as well. That's just a heads up. But definitely everything through April. Everything, no shows, no workshops, no classes. If we get something going online, we'll sort of privately send that stuff out. I don't know if we decide we can do a show online, which would be its own major thing. I have been watching some shows. No, I mean,
I haven't looked at any yet.
I've been watching some shows. It's interesting to me. I don't know that we've learned how to do this medium yet. The shows have not been terribly enthralling.
Entertaining.
They've been interesting. One group I really enjoyed, and my one critique on that is it went way too long. Although when I actually looked at the time of the set, it was standard long form set length. But I don't think this medium lends itself to that long because we can't do the physicalizing and all the things that would normally kind of add to that theatrical experience. Instead, you're seeing talking heads, and it can be clever and characteristic and hand wavy and all sorts of things that can go on. But these were very good. These were very good improvisers because I was connected. I definitely was intrigued with what they were doing. But after a while, it started feeling gimmicky and just too long.
Which show is that?
It was a group out of Austin, Texas. Forget their name. And there were several sets, so I saw several people with that. And then there was another group. I'm talking name. I think it was an LA group, although I don't remember which one it was. And I came in the middle of something and was watching that for a while. I think it's a separate skill. I think you have to learn this skill to be able to do things online and be expressive in your face and not be able to physically interact with somebody. That's you just feel that.
Right.
Or have an audience.
Will Hines told us to look for, so I guess it's on Twitch. A lot of this is on Twitch,
Yeah,
which
there are Twitch
Alan,
shows.
Do you want to explain what Twitch is, or do you?
Yeah, God, it feels so weird because I'm the old guy, but it's a gaming platform. Well, Twitch is a general streaming platform. It got its popularity supporting live gaming. A lot of people who do games online have people who follow them. That's there, but it got picked up by a lot of musicians and other performers who are doing these live streaming things because there's a lot of support for the streamer. People who watch can throw tips in and do applause thing. There's just a lot of little support for people during the live stream. So I can see how that would be appealing to doing improv shows live. I've not done a Twitch stream myself. I've never really performed, but I've watched lots of Twitch streams, and I think a couple of them that I watched were recorded from Twitch live, and then and others that were Zoom. So
Yeah.
That was the shows you watched were mostly on Twitch? Okay.
They were, well, one was Twitch, one was a live set that I think was a Zoom. It was recorded. It had been a live set, and I actually came in not long after. In fact, no, that was a Twitch thing. Yeah. It had started at 7. I happened to find it around 8:30 and just watched it then. So I was delayed, but it was still going on. Which is, again, a Twitch streaming service capability.
One of my favorite groups from the Magnet, Trike, is doing shows on Twitch. And I haven't looked at them. I'm not sure how that works. And then Will Hines told us to check out a group out of UCB LA called Convoy. And he says they do Thursday night shows on Twitch. And yeah.
You know who's doing a show that I missed it, unfortunately, is Improbability, UCSB. They were doing an online show last Friday, and I'm going to watch to see if they're doing it again this coming Friday and try to watch them then. Again, I missed it.
Impro Theater is also doing live Zoom, and they're doing it Zoom. So I got that email, but I haven't checked it out, but that would be another thing to check out.
Yeah, so there's stuff to see. And I'd recommend watching it to kind of see what works, what doesn't work, that's sort of my impression. I'd love to hear other people do it. And these seem to be good improvisers. I'd sit there watching and feel like there's no connection. They're doing a lot of gimmicky stuff and not a lot of character. It felt like something was blocking their normal stuff, and I assumed it was the medium.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, my next note was stuff we've got planned for the future. What's going forward? Really, my big thing for the future is this Wednesday night class and see how well that goes. This is an experiment, a one-off, with the hopes of it becoming a regular thing, assuming that it doesn't just break down into everyone going, what? What?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you say it. Oh, okay, you go. What else do I have for future?
Maybe we're going to try to do the long form class, Amy.
Yeah. We have a long form class on pause. So George and I talked about getting everyone together on Zoom. Yep.
I would love to figure out how to do an online show. Again, I haven't been super impressed with what I've seen so far, but I would love to figure it out. And, it's not like it's got to be perfect before we try it. We can try it and throw our stuff in there that everybody else is doing. I would definitely feel like anything we did could stand up to what I've seen online. Let me be clear on that.
Okay.
It's not like I'm seeing brilliance out there. So,
so I'm going to be bold and say we are going to do an online show at some point.
Thank you, my dear.
Yeah. Perfect. I like it.
Yes.
Awesome. I'm with it.
Yay.
And let me note, Amy is going to produce that.
Yeah.
Because she's got so much experience putting on Zoom shows. So.
Well, and lucky for us, improv is about connecting. And so even if it's not perfect, if we can try to we'll start the Wednesday night thing, we'll do some long form stuff, do some shows, we'll workshop here and there I have on my mind. I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
Well, the Facebook stuff has been kind of fun. I haven't thrown a whole lot into it because frankly, the first time I did it, I was just feeling terrible, but I wanted to put something up. But 185 lends itself extremely well. I've been looking for other games that might work well. And the problem with other games is like telling a one-word story or something. You've got to know the sequence because otherwise several people do it at the same time. And there's got to be some way of gating that. And I haven't figured out a good way to gate that that's easy. Again, I have incredibly complex engineering solutions, but nothing regular people would be able to do. So as I find other games. 185 works out beautifully because people just throw stuff up there and it's about volume and they've reacted well to that. So I'll keep that going. But anything else like that I can figure out that's online that people can participate in, I just as soon do as well. Just to keep the juices flowing.
Totally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Amy, talk about the scene stuff, where the video stuff, because I think that's brilliant. And Andy sent me one early on. I think Andy did something, George responded, and it came to me, and it died with me because that was when I was at my sickest. So I just couldn't imagine doing a video thing. But talk about that, because I think it's a great idea.
So it is Keep Up Your Improv Shop. So yes, Andy DeVore is the person who started this with me, and then I just kept going with other people. So he'd send a very short scene, like part of a scene or an initiation, essentially, and just record it and send it to me, and then I would just do improv off of that and respond, and then we'd go back and forth, and then he puts it all together, or anybody could put it all together into like a little film, and they're really fun, and it keeps the improv skills and chops going, because I have about 6 going right now, and I start, like when I'm working, and then I'll take a break and go put on a costume and go to the tiki bar that I have in my backyard and do a couple scenes, or a couple of, they're not scenes, they're lines,
Yeah.
they're reactions to what, and then it's.
Yeah, you're doing scenes. They're just time delay scenes.
That's right. Right. And you do get a minute to like think of a response or send a couple, and
or in George's case, and the one that Andy sent off and then George responded to, you got a full costume. You were like crazy decked out in some wild thing. It was only 2 lines. And again, you see Andy enter the door, he says some introduction to a character. You were the character, you responded with you being that character, and then kind of introduced another character. And that's when it came to me and died. So I'm glad other people are doing it. It's
yeah, and it gives me a reason to take a shower sometimes. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, anything that gives you a reason to take a shower is a good thing. Not you specifically, anyone.
Thanks for
sorry about that.
Maybe Amy specifically.
Yeah, maybe.
What else have here? I do know that the Pandas have done some online stuff. Yeah.
Like show or just playing together?
I think it's just playing together. We didn't talk in great detail, but I know the three of the four have done some stuff. And so I would encourage any of the groups out there, if you haven't done something online, pull it together. Reverberators, Schwackhammers, any of you guys. The one time that we got together and did several scenes was great fun.
Yeah.
Of course, we were desperate. It probably would have been fun if I had done improv with my dogs, but still, I had a good time.
Yeah. No, it was fun.
Okay, next thing I got listed is what we've learned about doing improv online, methods, techniques, what's worked, what hasn't worked. Amy brought this stuff last time, which I think worked extremely well on who's in a scene, how do you do on stage, off stage, that sort of stuff. Do you want to talk to that, Amy?
Yeah, I don't have my notes in front of me from the class, but I can just say like one thing that, it's hard to do without showing you. So we would have a little card, a little note card, a little something that can cover up the camera. That's not just stopping video, but that's just that you can slide over your camera. So it could be like a clip, like a big, what do you call those? Holds paper.
Binder clip.
Binder clip. Or some people use a glasses case or something, so that when you're that's you on the sidelines, so that when you're doing, this is more for long form, so when you're like George and Alan will be in a scene, or George will just come out and I can just open it up, right? Like for example, yeah.
That swishing sound. George, do you have a slider? Oh, yeah.
No, I wasn't. I don't know.
Are we doing this just audio, or are we doing video too?
I don't know.
I think that's what we decide at the end, whether we include the video or not.
Because if we're doing a video, we could demonstrate.
All right, let's demonstrate.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
There's George. He's gone. Where's George?
And, so Alan, do you have your?
Okay, we're all out now.
But mine's always the darkest.
Yours is black, George.
I
It's
know.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, now Amy's is black.
Yeah.
Mine's just white.
Okay, we're gonna start a scene now.
Is that like a tie-dye shirt?
No, it's just a piece of white cardboard.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God! Thank God you're here. I can't find the dog, and I don't.
You went out
Can
with
you
the
go-
dog.
Missing. Sorry.
Did it run away? Like, what did you do with the dog?
Well, I have these new shoes with these shoelaces that you don't tie them. You just kind of not zip, but there's this thing, and I got a little into that. I was focused on that, and I turned around. Where's the dog? I don't.
Okay, well, where did you last see the dog? We gotta go find the dog.
Yeah. Maybe a couple blocks down.
What is wrong with you?
West, I think on West. I'm really hungry. Would you just go? I'm just gonna get some food real quick, and then I'll come help you.
Well, wait, we've got to find the dog. The dog could get run over. I mean, what? Why are you so this is important?
I'm just, you know what, Henry? I'm tired right now. I've been working all day, and I have these new shoes on with these laces that I don't even understand how they work. I mean,
okay, I don't care about your shoes.
Tag Alan. So, if you're going to buy these shoes, you have to understand the protocol of how to use them.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Section 1A.
Okay.
These are not laces. These are boot binder zippers. The way they work is through glandular gravity.
Glandular gravity.
Glandular gravity. Okay?
Okay.
So, hold on. Let me look at you know what? I'm just going to give you the user manual.
Okay. Great. Great.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And I'm going to let you read that because it's fairly long.
All right. I'm so excited. I'll get right to it. I mean, I've never had these kind of boot binder zipper. Glandular gravity
boot zipper.
Zippers.
Yeah.
Hang out, Amy. If I have to explain to one more person how these damn boots work, I don't know how you do it.
I can't do it. I just give them the manual. I tried to do it today and I got stuck.
No one's going to read the manual. You're
going to have a lot of trouble with those boots.
Yes, that's my fear. Why? How did we end up selling such complicated boots?
Well, it was, I think.
I appreciate your loyalty to the company, but come on. These are kind of way over the top, right? I mean, even you've got to admit that this is a little too much.
All the trend information said that boots for engineers were they were coming up big and fast.
Sure.
Scene.
Oh, my brain's a little.
That's another thing about tag outs. With this ability to do on stage, off stage with the blocking, tag outs are a great natural progression.
Yeah.
Totally. And I think this was super fun. And it's instead of, I mean, you could do stop video, but I think this is also just a way to make it easier. In big groups, you can, if you're doing a larger group, you can have everybody except who's in the scene do stop video. And then,
right.
And then in your settings, you can say, show only people who haven't stopped their video. I'm not saying this very well, but there's a setting that.
Okay, yeah.
First off, you can turn on and off your video. I think everybody realizes that because they've often gone into a meeting with their video off and it took a while to figure out how to turn it on. But there's a setting when you in Zoom where you can turn on and off your video. It's usually in the lower right corner of your screen. So stopping
And
a video is the first step. Is if you're not in the scene at all, like we pick out 4 people to be in the scene, everyone else stops their video. On top of that, each person, you yourself, can set a setting that says hide everybody whose video is non-active. If you turn on and off your video right now without that setting, and what most people see is a still picture, or just their name or something, but some still picture. But you'll still see a little box for everybody who's connected. If you set that little, if you set that little option in the settings box, everyone who's got a stop video will not appear on your screen, so you only see the people who are in the scene, which is pretty handy.
Yeah.
And then this whole blocking of the camera becomes off stage and on stage for those players. And that's the way to think about it. You're off stage and then you're on stage when you block the video. So the people who are in the scene can be limited to those whose videos are active. And by blocking the camera or unblocking the camera, you can define on stage and off stage.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now, every show that I saw, people use their hand. Whereas Amy, you were saying what you saw. Yeah. What you saw were people with these little
I think it's the Magnet Theater kind of way they're doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, if you're on and off a lot, I think the hand is fine, but you do see something, right? It doesn't completely block off the scene. The advantage of the shutter is that it actually blocks the whole thing and it becomes less distracting with something moving around on that blank screen. So I can see the advantage of it. If it's impromptu, then just use your hand.
Could one of you stop your video real quick? Because I put on that hide thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what happens. Oh, there, just me.
Yeah. And then when we come back in, and that's a handy setting.
Yeah.
When you're trying to do, like, for instance, that's what I'm going to have the class do is, we're all in a different order. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to have the class do is at least do stop video. So you may just see everybody, but they'll be in fixed pictures, but also try to show them where that setting is so that they only see the people who are active at any given time.
Yeah.
We'll see. And that'll be the experiment on Wednesday to see how well that works with a big group.
Do you want to do another one?
Sure. Are there any other little...
Can we try a scene with the stop video instead of the slider and just see how it goes?
Yeah.
Oh. Just make stop video your on and off stage thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't... How fast the response is that? You know, it is pretty
quick.
Responsive.
Yeah.
To that end, though, I would not... Oh, boy, that's a good question. What I want...
We still have to verbally tag, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll verbally tag, and then, when we've been tagged, we just stop video.
George, do you still have the setting where if an inactive video is hidden?
And inactive, yeah. That's what I said.
How is it when it jumps from 2 to 3 to 1 and back and forth?
It's kind of fun because it's, it's almost like, those 60s movies where they'd chop up the screen and there'd be different, and then it would switch, and yeah.
Well, let me turn mine on for this next scene then and see how that goes.
I mean, I just thought we'd give it a try, see how it works.
No. That's what this is about, is trying this stuff. So, and again, I've not seen a beautifully done thing yet, so I think everybody's trying to figure it out. Okay.
Just me, I can see right now.
Yeah.
Are you both?
Okay. So what happens when you go away? Stop your video.
I think we're gonna do a scene.
So now all I see is my own blocked.
Oh yeah.
Image.
That's interesting. Do I have an image? Nope. How did you guys get your images?
When everybody's scene was inactive or a video was stopped, I just had my own fixed image.
Well, I had Amy's first, and then I had yours, but I don't think I have one. How'd you guys?
You have to upload it.
Oh, onto that becomes my Zoom avatar.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know how things work.
Yes.
All right. Can we
Absolutely.
Sure. Now, are we doing stop video or the cards?
Stop video.
Let's do a stop video. See how that works.
Yeah, let's see how it works.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Ow!
Honey, what happened?
Oh my God!
What? What's going on?
Oh, I need some help.
Well, where are you?
I'm in the wall.
What? How'd you get in the wall?
I don't know. I was trying to do something. I was trying to fix that fence in the front, and somehow I just mashed through the wall, and here I am.
Oh my God. Are you, explain to me, are you part of the wall, or are you just in between the layers of the wall?
What kind of question is that?
Well,
Am I part of the wall? Have I become one with the wall now? Are you kidding me right now?
No, I'm not kidding. I mean, this is a new thing for me. The best parallel I could draw would be the movie Poltergeist, and that's what I'm trying to understand. Are you part of the like, she was part of the television. She was inside the television realm. Are you in the realm of the wall?
Are you talking about movies when I'm stuck in the friggin' wall?
Yes. I don't know what to do. I was just in the air. What? Does it hurt?
So much.
Should I call a contractor? I could call Bobby.
Yes.
See if you could. Yeah?
Yes, call Bob.
What is the physical, where is it hurting? Maybe that will help me understand better.
My left foot. It's like maybe a nail or something.
Oh, so you're not part of, okay, good to know. I'll give Bobby a call.
Right.
Scene. Francis, I'm gonna have to let you go. I can't overlook this last incident.
In my defense, I wasn't aware that voicing my political beliefs was against the rules.
Okay, Francis, let me stop you early. It's not that we object to your political beliefs. It's the fact that you were naked and spray painted down with the man on your genitals as a way to somehow express your dissatisfaction with management. I think we were just a little disappointed in.
Well, two things. My political beliefs are about expressing myself through nudity. And two, what I'm hearing is sort of that it's less about my political beliefs and more about the fact that I'm able to write down with the man and have it be legible on my genitals.
Tag out Alan. Hey, how did Nude Tuesday go at work today?
It didn't go great.
Oh.
I got fired. I got let go.
Are you serious?
No.
Just from showing your junk?
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know if it's my junk or if it's my position on.
What did you write this time?
This time I wrote, "United we stand, divided we fall.
Oh.
In between, hear the call of the wild. Because in the wild we find ourselves and lose the shell in which we've grown."
That is beautiful.
I thought it was.
That is beautiful. And they should have taken the time to really read it and let that impact them.
I know, but they didn't. I know.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry too. I like that job.
Yeah.
Bus driver.
Yeah. I know.
Always wanted to be a bus driver.
I know you did. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Well, I did not get fired.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I got a promotion, actually.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Did they give you a reason? Was it that report you? put together on.
Probably. It was probably the report, I would think. I mean, they were.
Tag out, George.
Yep.
So, Judy, we are so happy with your performance.
Oh,
I've got to say.
Oh, great. Great. I've been working really hard.
No one was expecting that you would give the annual summary naked.
Well, it's Naked Tuesday, so I just thought.
I've got to say, the control that you demonstrated up there in front of hundreds of stockholders was astounding. We've never had that kind of response at a stockholders meeting.
Glad I could help. I worked really hard on that report.
It really didn't matter.
And it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. Scene.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. So we've been consistently doing tag outs. I realized that even the last time we were together, tag outs seemed to work well. I mean, the three of us have been comfortable with tag outs in general. That's sort of our shtick anyway. But tag outs work pretty well in this situation.
Yeah.
Because it's typically so character driven. That's probably why. Tag outs are not really known for their physical.
Yeah. It's an idea. You're jumping in with an
character based thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see because I'm a very physical player and I read on energy and facial expressions and moods, and that's sort of how I approach things, and you're not really getting that this time.
No.
So it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see.
What you do as a character, I mean, as long as it's controlled and internal, like not internal, but not interactive. Like, it's fun to watch characters that are very physically expressive and doing things and looking, and that's fun. But I can't reach out and touch you, right? I mean, I can't.
Right.
You're over here on this side for me, and you're down there, and I don't know what it is for you guys. It probably doesn't even work depending on where I am in your screen. So it's that sort of don't ignore.
Hey, hi.
It's weird, this kind of glow in the dark thing going on. It's a little spooky.
I suddenly have a lot of sympathy for all of those broadcasters who are working from home and their kids run in.
Right.
Because young children don't realize the limits of an office space or where.
Me, pay attention to me. Me. Hello, me. Hi, me.
We love you.
Daddy will come and play with you in a little bit.
No way.
Now, how about now? You guys.
Aw.
That was fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun here. Those who are concerned that I'm looking like I'm in a dungeon somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm in the dungeon. This is not like I have control of the situation. I am in the dungeon.
Cute.
I'm sure saying something brilliant a minute ago.
Nope.
Pretty safe bet.
You were just yammering on about
old man Allen.
So good.
Back in 2007, during the great pre-depression.
Yeah.
Hey.
Do I have any other notes on
I want to practice this more.
Me too.
Because it definitely puts me back in my head.
We didn't practice. Okay, so the
the balls.
So what I have seen
Yeah.
I've seen in pieces that try to do some sort of physical action between the players has been interesting. It gets kind of gimmicky and they overdo it, but I think there's something about getting comfortable passing things. Earlier there was that report handoff between George and Amy, which I think was great, but I'm not certain how much of it should be actual physical items and how much should be mine. So we all have a ball. I'm just going to pass balls and call out so Amy, I'm going to pass you.
Oh, can I just say something? I just thought of this. Have you ever seen the show Peep Show?
No.
Yes.
That could be, because that entire show was shot point of view, like you're looking, the camera is the other character.
Right.
It'd be worth watching that again just to see how they did things,
Peep
because
Show.
that could be. Yeah, Peep Show. It was a BBC show.
A TV series or a movie?
TV series.
TV
Oh,
series.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look for that.
Yeah.
But I thought we'd practice doing this sort of physical handoff, and we'll just call it a name, like Amy. Yeah, and just getting used to
George.
this idea.
Alan.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so you have to
George.
bring it in from, like, when you receive it, it should be hidden, and then suddenly it appears in the camera.
Ah.
And then when you give it, it should disappear.
Yeah, when you give it, and then it
Okay.
disappears. Yeah.
Underneath probably is the best. Okay.
So I think there's some
Can't
physicalizing
do
here.
underneath.
Yeah.
I think there's probably a limited set of props that we could all have that would be fun to pass off, like paper.
Right. Yeah.
Here's a document, Amy. Yeah. And there's some pass and receive. Like, I'm going to hold this, George, I'm passing to you until you do something in the screen.
Sorry.
Then I'm going to disappear, and it's in your hands.
Uh-huh.
And I think it reads, I mean, it's obvious going to be, it's not like we're so clever that it's unclear, but it's a little easier for people to accept the illusion if they have a sense of, instead of coming at it like I'm receiving, but I'm passing off this way and dropping and receiving. Coming on and off. And I think it's just something to practice. Then when you do things miming, it makes more sense. And I'm just using the physical as a practice thing. So yeah. Once again, George, to you.
Amy?
Yeah.
Alan?
I have to think about because yours came in from above. It would have been
I
fun if
know,
I
I don't know how
gotten
to-
it from above. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Right. And then just the way it gets received. Okay, Amy, back to you.
Okay. Back to George.
Yeah, it's just this. It's a different medium, and we've got to learn these different methods for doing the medium. Again, if well, actually, I know you had a paper there, George. So here, George, here's my report.
This is ridiculous.
They turned into envelopes.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's going to be that way. Like, our balls kept changing colors.
Right. Sweet.
Nice. All right, I think that's enough for this session. We will keep everybody informed and try to get something going here so that people are feeling a little more connected.
Yeah, I missed it. I think everyone misses it.
Yeah.
Big time. Yeah, great.
And I miss you two in particular.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is true.
Great fun.
A lot. Yeah.